Good morning, everybody. We're live here from the Birdhouse, and today is our last broadcast of 2025. As always, we love to know who's on. You can say hi in the comments. If you have questions, you can put them in there too. We'd love to know what kind of things you're seeing. So, absolutely throw all those in the comments if you have anything to add. If you are local, we still do have our holiday merchandise 50% off for a limited time. We do have that going on still at least through the weekend. So you can come in and get some really good deals on stuff. So we do have that going on here too. I should mention we are going to be closed on New Year's Day, but we're open New Year's Eve, and we open back up on Friday. So on Friday, January 2nd. So we're just having the one New Year's Day off. And then we are back in business. Last week on Saturday, I showed you guys the picture that Mark had sent in previously of short-eared owls. And so I went out later on that day to look for some myself and had some pretty good success out in the Avon area, the Nations Road area out in Avon. There were harriers, lots of harriers flying over the fields, lots of male harriers, the gray harriers. Ended up seeing one female harrier. And after a little bit, the short-eared owls started coming out too. Had really, really good success. They were flying over the fields. You can see in this picture here, and even with the harrier, they are focused, they are looking down, they are looking for their prey, and same with the short-eared owl here. And so there were quite a few of them out there. I got to see a couple of them hunting at the same time, but probably the most interesting sighting was when the northern harrier and the short-eared owl started kind of having at it and going after each other. They do compete for the same prey items, sometimes at the same times when the harrier is wrapping it up for the day and the owls are just coming out for the day. So got to see these two going at it here. You can see the harrier on the left with its talons up, kind of going after the short-eared owl there. And they had at it a little bit. So that was a really cool sighting. So got to see the short-eared owls hunting over the fields, and then got to see one perched in the tree here, and you can see the little ear tufts on the top of its head, which give it its name, the short-eared owl. Those aren't ears on the top of its head, but just little ear tufts. As far as at your feeders, there have been a few more red poll sightings, which is really cool. So if you've got your Niger feeders full, keep an eye out for the red polls. You never know, they might kind of filter in, especially if you're up along the lake. It seems like they kind of hit that area first and then go further south. So some red poll activity. Also at your Niger feeders, things like pine siskin, you can see there. And of course, American goldfinch, you might get them at your Niger feeders or at your sunflower seed feeders. They just don't have their bright gold plumage right now. So we won't see that again until the spring, which will be here hopefully before we know it. Heated bird baths, there's been some good bird activity there, things like bluebirds. You might even get at your heated bird bath things like robins. A lot of robins do go south for the winter, but some do stick around, just like the bluebirds. Whereas some of them will fly south for the winter. Some of them do stick around if they've got the resources, if they can find some food and some water. We are getting some reports of robins around too. So you might happen upon a flock of robins. And if you've got your heated bird bath out, keep an eye out. You might just get them bathing on there too. Suet feeders are absolutely a hot spot this time of the year, where birds can get the fat that they need, those calories that they need in order to stay warm and survive in the winter. So keep an eye out for things like Carolina wren at your feeders, at your suet feeders, things like white-breasted nuthatch, the red-breasted nuthatch, and then, of course, woodpeckers like the downy woodpecker that we have. That's about the size of a suet cake. It's our smallest woodpecker. And here's a picture of the downy woodpecker on the left with the hairy woodpecker on the right. So hairy woodpecker are around too. They have very similar plumage to the downy woodpecker, but they're significantly bigger. You can see the hairy woodpecker is not only larger in size, but has that bigger bill. And then red-bellied woodpecker, lots of them around, coming to suet feeders, coming to peanut feeders. So they are here all winter long. Lots of cardinals out there too, especially if you have black oil sunflower or even safflower out there. The cardinals absolutely love the safflower. They are kind of flocking around in some pretty large groups right now. They aren't territorial like they can be in the spring right now, so you might come across a nice big flock of them at your feeders, which is always fun. And then as far as birds of prey go, yes, of course, the Cooper's hawks are out there. The sharp-shinned hawks are out there. So you might get those predators coming to your backyard bird feeders too. So not much you can do about that. If you have the songbirds out there, you'll get the predators of the songbirds. The only thing you can really do if you want to get rid of the hawks is to take your feeders down for a few days. The birds tend to disperse, and so will the hawks. But keep an eye out for things like bald eagle if you are out birding, if you're by any kind of open water. Those bald eagles are definitely pairing up. I saw some pairs sitting around together while traveling for the holidays, and so those bald eagles are forming those pair bonds. They're strengthening their pair bonds, and it's not uncommon this time of the year to see a couple of them hanging out together, sitting in the same tree, flying together. So they will start the whole nesting process fairly soon as well. So that is just the update for today. We will be back on Saturday with another broadcast. Until then, Happy New Year from all of us here at the Birdhouse. Hopefully you get time to go out and enjoy the birds. We will be back on Saturday, and until then, have a Happy New Year, and we will talk to you.